has the TKO Zuffa Boxing League that Dana White has began to set up and is going to be making his debut in January on Paramount Plus. Have they begun the takeover? Or at least, to some people, Sanzatao, a lot of people, what actually is the takeover when it comes to taking out the sanctioning bodies, when it comes to taking out the Muhammad Ali Act. Because Jose Venezuela, who is an ex-WBA junior welterweight champion of the world, beating Isaac Pitbull Cruz in fantastic fashion, boxing his way to a victory, then losing it to Gary Antoine Russell just this last year, and now signing over to Dana White's league. Yes, Jose Venezuela has signed over Butayev, Erickson Garcia. Okay, I know these fighters aren't the biggest names, and I think it's going to take a lot more people, a lot more fighters to be able to make this absolutely interesting, right? I think Jose Venezuela is a good step towards that. I think getting a fighter like that is, the first step of putting recognition to any of these titles that you create, and it brings interest. It says, ooh, if Jose Venezuela is in that league and he's the best 140-pounder in that division, then I think I'm going to go over there so I could take over. It's going to be interesting to see how much money Jose Venezuela will make off of this, being they're structuring the payment the same way that they do with the UFC, right? Like, it's based off of rankings. The higher ranking you are, the more money you make. The bigger fights you become in, you're higher up in the main card, you are gonna be getting paid more money. All right, that's just how it works. If you're making your debut, you might just be getting 10 and 10. Like in the UFC, you get paid for showing up and you get your other half if you win. Okay, so you could show up to a fight, $50,000. If I win, I get the other $50K. If you don't, you get nothing. It's going to be interesting to see what Jose Venezuela, since he's going to be in this league, thinks about the structure and the payments. Are they going to rise people's pay? Are they going to pay Jose Venezuela more than what he's been paid in boxing? Being that maybe, he's one of the first big name boxers who's signing in, maybe they're going to give him a little bonus. But it's absolutely interesting, man. And, in this league, there's not going to be 4 sanctioning bodies. The whole process, the whole point of them setting up this TKO bout is that it's a lot easier of a process, a lot easier of a sport for people to be able to follow. Saying that instead of having 4 sanctioning bodies and 4 different bouts, this league will only have 1 bout per weight class, right? And it's going to be interesting to see what type of weight classes they have, because in boxing, you got a weight class every goddamn 3, every goddamn 4 pounds, every 5 pounds. But in the UFC, it's a lot different, right? The lightweight division in the UFC is 155 pounds. Then when you move up to the welterweight division, it's 170 pounds. 15-pound gap. Then when you move up from the welterweight to the middleweight, you go from 175 to 170 to 185. Yep. So it's going to be absolutely interesting to see what weight class Jose Venezuela falls in, right? Is he going to be competing in the lightweight division, 155, or is he going to go down to the featherweight division and compete at 145? Or is he even going to go more down than that? More down than that. To the bantamweight division. And fight at 135. It's going to be absolutely interesting, man. I'm excited to see how things are going to turn out. But I know there's going to be a lot of boxing fans that say Jose Venezuela has just switched sides. That he's going against the grain. That he's going up against the Muhammad Ali Act. And at the end of the day, some people just got to get to their money, but it's going to be interesting to see what Jose has to say. It's breaking news that a couple fighters that we know have signed over to this league, all right? Now, Some more breaking news. If you guys haven't seen, the #1 ranked fighter in the UFC division, the lightweight division, Arman TSARUKYAN, who should have been fighting for the title next against Ilia Poirier, should have been fighting for an interim bout, a title eliminator, what we call in boxing, because you got Paddy the Pimlet versus Justin Gaethje. That should have been Arman TSARUKYAN, right? You got the whole top 8 fighters in the lightweight division that are all booked in fights, but the #1 fighter, the #1 ranked fighter, isn't. It's complete bullcrap. But because of this, he ends up needing to resort to participating in grappling matches. And what? December 30th, he's going to be wrestling in a no strikes, just submission grappling match against Sara Magomedov, the 185-pound middleweight fighter who only has one eyeball. Yes. And this is going to be taking place in the middleweight division at 185 pounds. So we all know Arman TSARUKYAN competes in the lightweight division at 155 pounds. That's a 30-pound weight gap. This is going to be absolutely exciting. When you think about the matchup, automatically you say to yourself, Arman is going to win this. Arman TSARUKYAN is going to go in here and absolutely dominate Sara. But we never know, man. This is 30 pounds heavier in a different weight class. Sara Magomedov has only lost one time in the UFC so far against Michael Venom Page. Has been taken down, but has still figured out ways to get back up and win his fights. Now, Arman TSARUKYAN's a whole different level. But will the weight difference come into effect, my friends? I don't know. But this is going down in 2 days, and I'm absolutely excited for this, man. I know they can't find Arman a fight, so if you got to resort in doing grappling matches with middleweights in the UFC, I'm down with it, my friends. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments of everything that's going down, and